Right everyone, in today's video we're going to be talking about the best characters to Relic 8. Now I've been seeing this question asked a lot lately, and to my surprise some really terrible answers are being given out from a wide array of sources. From Reddit posts, other YouTubers and even in Discord servers, a lot of the advice people are giving out is flat out wrong. This is a really unusual stance for me to take on a matter because this game is so diverse with so many facts and opinions to consider, from modding to who to gear and much more. But the reason I decided to make this video is because choosing who to Relic 8 early on is pretty straightforward, and it's very important to make the right choices or it's highly possible you're going to fall behind in many areas of the game, as the materials at this point are extremely hard to come by and when used correctly will make a massive impact on your gameplay. The single most biggest factor you need to be thinking about when taking a character to Relic 8 is how is this character going to get me more Relic 8 materials. To put it bluntly, Challenge Rancor is making guild members massively compete against each other. Many people in your guild are going to have this mindset and invest their Relic 8 mats into characters that are going to increase or even just maintain their current rank. This mindset is even more important for people currently in the top 10 of the raid, because I guarantee to you people ranked 11 to 20 are going to be taking steps to increase their teams to knock you out and take the space for themselves. Because of how the reward structure works, you 100% need to be thinking in this manner if you want to farm Relic 8 materials at a decent rate and stay ahead of the game to a degree. Please note that the following characters are my own personal opinion and have been ranked based mainly on what I've just said, as well as other important areas of the game Relic 8 will make a significant difference in. I'd like to say from the start that I've excluded Kia D Mundi from the list, given how very few people currently have him 7-star. If you are one of the lucky few who do, then I would place him in my top 5 for sure, so be sure to keep this in mind if you have him. So let's get started and talk about our rank 10 spot, which is held by General Kenobi. Honestly, while he did make my list, this is one of the most annoying things I'm seeing constantly. Many people are suggesting him as the number 1 character to Relic 8, and he's nowhere near that important. Both the reason for this and in part the reason why he made the low end of my list is because of fleet. And while putting him to Relic 8 will boost your negotiator to go first in mirror matches, it's honestly not that important in terms of winning fleet battles. Sure, it makes it a little bit easier, but it's by no means mandatory, and this is because you can still win mirror matches pretty comfortably fighting higher relics, which makes it of little importance. Another solid point to make is that most people who are able to farm Relic 8 mats have both Malevolence and Negotiator at this point, and they both easily counter the other on offense, so there really is little importance for most players in this regard. Obviously, as a character, GK is amazing even to this day, but the Relic 8 materials do not do enough to earn him a higher spot on this list, I'm afraid. At rank 9 we have General Grievous. I know he's another capital ship pilot, which is part of the reason he's on here, but the main reason I've ranked him higher than GK is because Relic 8 makes him massively better as a character. As many of you know, General Grievous's damage is based off his max health, which means the extra health from Relic 8 is going to make him hit a lot harder. While he's no longer a top tier character, he does have his uses in many game modes, and the dual benefit from both his damage and increased performance for Malevolence makes him a great contender for those early Relic 8 materials. Coming in at rank 8 is the first of the Galactic Legends, SEE. Now I know SEE is still branded as a joke to most, but he does have a lot of uses in PvP, and putting him to Relic 8 can help him massively against Supreme Leader Kylo Ren's and GL Rey's. Arena is a very important part of any competitive player's crystal income, and making this a little bit easier, especially if SEE is your only GL, is well worth it in my opinion. All GLs gain 10% max health and protection per relic level, and for SEE, whose main goal is to survive until he's ultimate, really can make a difference when fighting those close call battles. The only drawback is that he's not great in Challenge Rancor, and in terms of PvE, he's only really useful in Darkside Geo and Conquest, both of which have many other options, and Relic 8 won't make much of a difference here. Up next at our rank 7 spot is Fives. Now this is going to seem like an odd choice when you think of all the amazing legendary and GL type characters in the game, but hear me out on this. Fives has a lot of viability in many areas of the game. He's an excellent pilot used in the meta fleet, part of a few top tier teams in the Challenge Rancor raid, a key requirement to farm cam shards in Lightside Geo, as well as being a great character there, and on top of all that he's part of a top tier Supreme Leader Kylo Ren counter in Arena. He really is useful almost everywhere, but the key reason for wanting to Relic 8 him comes from his unique Zeta tactical awareness. As many of you know, what this does is, when another 501st clone ally is defeated, Fives takes the death and transfers all of his max health, protection, offense and speed to each 501st clone ally. So by taking him to Relic 8, you are essentially giving your entire 501st clone team all of these Relic 8 stats, which is a massive boost in Lightside Geo, and more importantly the cam mission. This alone makes it worth it in my book, as the Can mission is a massive RNG fest, and this one investment can make it massively easier. At rank 6 we have our second Galactic Legend, Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. Now this isn't going to need much explanation, as this is the current dominant arena meta, and he's very useful in many areas of the game. But what is Relic 8 going to do to improve this? Well, for starters, in Arena under a Bastila lead, it makes him insanely more tanky, and given these comps are extremely hard to kill for a lot of teams, it's going to cause a lot more timeouts for your opponents, meaning you're not going to drop as far down in Arena each day. Similar to SEE, as well as the flat mastery increase, all GLs get an extra 10% max health and protection per relic, so it's going to help his survivability massively. On top of Arena, he's also part of a pretty decent challenge Rancor team, and has a lot of viability in light side GOTB, so this is by far worth doing if you have him. Coming into our top 5 now, we're moving on to our third Galactic Legend, GL Rey. Now I know Rey isn't as strong in Arena right now as Jedi Master Luke and SEE, but she makes up for that following the core rule of this list. She's a key part of a top tier challenge Rancor team. I actually have a video on one variant of the team that pulls a strong 6% in phase 4, which will be linked in the corner of the video right now if you guys want to check that out. But there's also much more stronger variants involving Jedi Knight Luke and even Kia D Monday that can pull ridiculous scores. The reason GL Rey benefits so much from Relic 8 is because of her lifeblood ability. This transfers 25% of her max health into bonus protection given to every light side ally on her team, including herself. Because Relic 8 boosts her max health, this makes the rest of the team a lot more survivable. She's also pretty decent in light side Geo and can beat almost all other Galactic Legends on offense, and putting her to Relic 8 is going to help her and her team in all of these areas. Up next at rank 4 is Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker. Now many might be shocked that there's actually better characters to Relic 8 than most of the GLs, and this is generally key for Arena and Challenge Rancor meta attackers, and Jedi Knight Luke is part of one of the top P4 Challenge Rancor squads under Jedi Master Luke or GL Rey, which can also be used to a decent level in other phases too. Given Relic 8 will have a direct impact on his damage, this will directly increase your score in the raid wherever you decide to use him. He's also amazing as a leader in TB, part of the meta in Arena, and he's useful in all other areas of the game that he can participate in too. Coming into our top 3 now, surprisingly these, unlike my previous top 10 to 15 videos, was actually pretty easy to judge, as there's a clear gap between our last 3, and in this spot we have Gas. Similar to Jedi Knight Luke, he's a meta level attacker who's going to get a significant damage increase from taking the jump to Relic 8, but as many of you are probably thinking, what gave him the edge over Jedi Knight Luke? Well, this is quite simple, he's a little more versatile. You see, Jedi Knight Luke is kind of restricted in most part to Jedi teams, whereas Gas is useful with clones, Galactic Republic, and he's also more versatile in Challenge Rancor 2. You can use him with GL Rey and clones in phase 4 to pull a respectful 6% damage, as well as in a Jedi Master Luke team, or even as a lesser team in other phases with a full clone squad. There's also the fact that his basic and special hit twice, so in a sense it's double the damage in most cases, which makes Gas a little more beneficial overall. Similar to Jedi Knight Luke, he's also top tier in Arena, light side Geo, and most PvP modes. Now in our second spot, leagues ahead of the rest so far, is Darth Vader, and as most of you probably know, this needs little introduction. As a solid free-to-play character, Darth Vader is an absolute monster. He's the only character that can compete with GLs, and in most cases outperforms them in Challenge Rancor, pulling a massive 12% damage in phase 1, once going to Relic 8 with the potential for much more. He's also able to counter many GLs on offense in Arena, and overall he's going to gain much more benefit from Relic 8 than everyone else on this list so far. Culling Blade alone is the reason for this, given how hard it hits naturally. The extra stats from Relic 8 will take this to extreme levels in the right circumstances. Considering almost everyone has him, he's probably the most popular Relic 8 to do for almost everyone in the community. But for those of you who are on the character in the number 1 spot, there is no competition whatsoever. As amazing as Relic 8 Vader is, he is nothing in comparison to the strength of Relic 8 Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. I think most people here probably saw this coming from the start, as the benefit is massive. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is the best attacker in the game at this point, and deals stupidly insane damage. There is no one more beneficial to Relic 8, and I can say that with certainty. He's going to increase your score in the raid more than anyone else. I really want to talk about him more, but there really is little else to say. He's a monster everywhere he's used, but as the icing on the cake, he can also solo HSIF, and Relic 8 will make this just that little bit faster. Not that it's needed, but still. Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is the clear winner for your Relic 8 materials. And that's all for today everyone. I hope you all enjoyed this list, and more than anything I'm shocked how different it is to the list I made about Relic 7s. This game has changed so much since then, and honestly for the first time in a long time I feel we're all in a good place. The game is still far from perfect, but the changes to the Challenge Rancor and the release of Galactic Challenges and Conquest have been a massive boost that's making the game a lot more enjoyable compared to most of last year. Hopefully they keep it up, but I'm not going to get my hopes up too much. As always everyone, please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, join my Discord server, and share the video with your friends and guild. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you all very soon.